Yo, 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 what is going on, everyone? I'm coming to you straight from my new studio. I set myself up a really nice place here where I can edit my songs and make these YouTube videos. And in today's video, we have a guest, my friend Max, who shares about his experience from doing a Vipassana meditation retreat. And this interview is divided into two parts. So this is the first part. I'm going to bring out the next part next week. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like because it helps out the channel grow. And also leave me a comment down below with your biggest takeaway from this video. With that being said, I wish you lots of fun in the video. Hey everyone, this is Julian. Welcome back to the Podcast of Dreams. Today I'm here with
Max.
And Max just came back from a 10-day intensive meditation retreat where he did nothing but meditate. So, why don't you share a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, hi guys. I just finished my retreat for 10 days and directly came to Julian. Now I'm here. I want to share a little bit of it because it really changed my life quite a lot already. So especially my understanding about the principles of basically of suffering and of what you can do to live a more fulfilled, peaceful, and loving life, to develop the quality of this peace within, and that actually you shouldn't focus too much outward but more on the inward experience, which is of course generally the understanding of meditation. You know, it's always to go inward. But what I find so fascinating about the Vipassana method is that you actually try to see or experience and sense the reality how it is, like the actual reality. You don't try to change it. You don't try to put it in the way that you want it to be, and go with your cravings, so that you go with the pleasant sensations and you want to get more pleasant sensations, or you want to go away from the unpleasant sensations and change them. But it's more about developing, like this is the basic understanding, or the most important understanding about Vipassana, is that you want to develop equanimity of the mind, so that you don't get too attached with the cravings and the aversions of the mind. So yeah, I think you probably know what cravings and aversions are. Craving is when you have a pleasant sensation and you want to get more of it, and aversion is you have an unpleasant sensation and you don't want to feel it anymore. You want to get rid of it, like you have pain in your body and you don't want to experience it anymore because you're just annoyed of it. And if that was possible, I mean, this would probably be the perfect life, right? Like if you could go with your pleasant sensations and you experience more pleasant sensations, and if you go away from your aversions and they disappear and you have less and less, that would be ideal. But life is not this way. So there will always be unpleasant sensations, and there will always be times where you don't have pleasant sensations, right? You have pleasant sensations, but then they go away. So the nature of reality is always changing. This was the understanding of the Buddha, right? So the only thing which is constant is that there's no real constant. So there's only change. And they call it anicca. So the constant reality of coming and going away, fading away. So that is actually the reason why you should develop this equanimity and don't get attached to all these sensations, because they will go away anyway, sooner or later. And if you attach to them, then you will suffer, because you want to experience the pleasant sensations again, and you don't want to experience the unpleasant, but they will come and they will go away. So this is actually the essence, and it's really, really, really powerful to develop more and more of this equanimity. Like when you get aware of the senses and you can really detach from them and get a feeling of how this equanimity thing works, how the mind works and how it gets attached to the things, and if you detach, how much more peace you will develop internally. You will pretty quickly develop a deep appreciation of this technique and the quality behind this technique and this kind of living, and how much you've actually suffered in your life just because of these aversions and cravings.
So something I'd like to share is that Max, similar to me, he's a very goal-oriented person. He loves to create music. He loves to be disciplined. He loves to learn new things constantly. And Max is not new to meditation. Max has been meditating for a couple of years now. He's integrated it into his life and likes to do these meditations. And what I'm curious about is, I remember that, you've always, that's how I knew you 10 days ago before you went to that retreat, that you were very ambitious, goal-oriented. You were like, let me achieve my goals. I want to do more goals, which I personally think is a great thing.
Yeah.
And now I'm curious about maybe if you've gotten a new perspective or new learning, because to me it seems that you're talking about equanimity, you're talking about peace, and like my assumption now is, you are still, you still want to do your thing, still want to do your music, want to do your goals, but I have a feeling that you've gotten a new approach, maybe how you want to go about your life now after this 10-day meditation retreat.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I still need to reflect about this, but my understanding, which I have right now, is that, like before, I was really very ambitious, and I was very going with my passions and doing this and doing that, because I'm very, I love very, very, like a lot of things, a lot of variety of things, a lot of different things, and so I'm I'm always busy, and I'm always doing something, and never really boring. So I don't really know boredom. And
but you've probably experienced a lot of boredom in the 10-day meditation.
Yeah, there was some boredom.
Pretty sure, no?
Of course. The mind always wants to do something, and when you can't do something, you need to sit there. You need to calm down your mind, and that can be bored, create boredom. But actually, I was very serious about the technique. I really wanted to practice it, stay with the timetable, and go to every meditation, and be very, very serious about the technique, because I wanted to fully go into it and learn about this perspective, learn about the philosophy, the Dhamma, which is the Buddhist philosophy, the Buddhist understanding of the nature of reality and of suffering, and how you can get rid of suffering, how you can dissolve it more and more. And my personal understanding of it now is that life will go on, and you always have to do something in life.
I guess you also want to. It's healthy and it makes you feel good and alive.
Yeah, definitely. And I still have my goals, so I wouldn't say that I'm enlightened or anything. Maybe you can get with it if you do it really a long time, or do several retreats. And I think it's definitely worth it. But but I'm far away still from that. However, the sense of equanimity that I've developed through it,
which is
was
similar to kind of inner peace,
really strong.
which is equanimity. For those who don't understand, it's probably inner peace what you're referring to.
Yeah,
or
it's an inner peace, and it's experiencing something, but not getting too much involved in it. So usually, like I said, you have the cravings, you have the aversions, and if you feel something, you directly, like the mind, if you have a sensation and you have an aversion to the sensation, if you have a pain, in your body, and you really don't like it yet, like you want to change your posture, or if there's itching something, you want to scratch it like directly, and the mind always like changes it, right? You always want to change it. You want to get rid of the aversion and you want to go towards the pleasure. And if you're sitting there, and there are 3 times a day when you start with the Vipassana method on day 4, after that you will be sitting there for 3 times a day for 1 hour, where you are not allowed to move at all. So you gotta stay there with whatever comes up, whatever pain, whatever thoughts, whatever emotions, and you're not allowed to move your body. So you're really forced, in a sense, to feel it and to not react to it, to just observe. Like Goenka, the guy who teaches this technique, he always says, like, observe it objectively, like a scientist who's doing an experiment and who tries to objectively observe how, whatever is in the experiment, however the experiment unfolds, and he doesn't want to involve into the experiments, he doesn't want to change something in the experiments, he just wants to observe it, get the data, and stay objective. Don't change it. Just observe how reality is unfolding. And getting more and more on a deeper level of this reality of ever-changing, of anicca,